Hello there, I am Raluca, but more importantly, yesterday, as I'm filming this, Speak Now, Taylor's version has been released. I've been a huge Taylor Swift fan for years, ever since I was a teenager, so I decided to do a look inspired by the album cover. It is absolutely stunning. It's mainly purple themed, with this beautiful fairy-like dress, and then I also used some gold similarly to Taylor's hair. This is the look that I came up with, and if you want to see how I did it, then just keep on watching. I have my cup of tea here, I am ready to get started, and I'm going to do my eyes first today because I want them to be sparkly, and whenever I apply a lot of glitter on my lids, it can fall on my face and ruin my face makeup, and I don't want that, so I'm going to do my eyes first, and then my face makeup. Before applying any eyeshadow to my lids, I always prime, and at the moment I'm using the Shadow Insurance eyeshadow primer from Too Faced. I'm just gonna squeeze a little bit of product out, I don't need a lot of this, and I'm gonna spread this evenly on both of my lids. Good. This needs a couple of minutes to dry before applying eyeshadow on top, so we're waiting. But meanwhile, I'm going to show you the palette that I'm going to use today. I think I'm going to use actually two palettes, but for the purple I'm going to reach for my Norvina Volume 5 palette. I've used this shade in one of my recent looks, and I got a comment saying that the look resembles the Speak Now album cover, even though it was not intentional, but this time it's intentional, and it's gonna be even closer, or so I hope. So I'm gonna pick up this shade on a Morphe M506 brush. Again, I'm not exactly sure what I want to do, but let's start slow, and I think I'll figure it out along the way. I'm gonna start tapping this shade on the outer corner of my eye, and I think I want to do a halo eye. So I'm gonna apply it in the inner portion of my lid actually, and leaving the center of my lid bare. And now that I place most of the pigment on my lid, I'm gonna start blending it out. I am blending the outer corner, kind of extending it towards my temples, using little circular motions. And same thing for my inner corner, I try not to bring the eyeshadow too high up here in the inner portion. And I think I'm gonna blend the leftover product in my crease as well. Even though I barely have any product on my brush right now. I want to intensify this a little bit, and for that I'm going to go for the shade C3. And I'm using a Morphe M507, which is very similar to the previous brush that I used, but it's slightly pointier at the tip. And I'm gonna stamp this shade again on my outer and inner corner to intensify what I just did. I don't want to darken things way too much, but I just want a little bit more depth, I think. I still want the look to be kind of like girly and soft, so not way too intense. I think that's the vibe that I get from Speak Now. I'm just gonna take the transition again, and I'm blending around the shade that I just applied. I'm gonna keep the upper lid purple. Why can't I spell purple today? It's purple. So I'm gonna go for the shade A3 in the palette, and I'm gonna use a flat brush and apply it in the center of my lid. My brush is a Morphe M124. And I'm gonna go for E5, the darkest shade, and I'm gonna use what is this? A Makeup Addiction small angle brush. I'm just gonna stamp it at the base of my lashes, again for a little bit of depth and intensity. I won't apply a wing liner today, but I'm using this to define my lash line, and I'm gently fading it into the other shades by swiping my brush upwards. I want a little bit more sparkle in my looks, so I'm gonna reach for the Urban Decay Stone Vibes palette. It has a lot of pretty glitters. I'm gonna reach for Vibes, which leans a bit pink, but it's fine. With this palette, I always use my finger. The brush doesn't really pick up the sparkles. And I see sparks fly. That was a reference. I'm gonna be curling my lashes and applying a little bit of mascara before moving on to my face makeup. And I'm applying the Sky High mascara from Maybelline. It is one of my favorites. I'm applying 2 coats of that. Let's mix some foundation because I want to use this L'Oreal True Match Nude Plumping Tinted Serum, but it's in the shade 2-3, which is a little too dark for me. So I'm gonna mix in something that's a little bit lighter, which is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Perfector in the shade 2. I really love this L'Oreal foundation, serum, whatever it is. And I will be using a brush from Morphe. It's from a brush set, so it doesn't have any number. I used brushes in one of my recent videos, and I love it. I just like the feeling. I kind of feel professional, so I'm gonna be probably using brushes for a while. Even though I usually reach for beauty sponges. I'll continue by concealing my under eyes. I just applied the foundation up to here, so my under eye area is foundation free because I'm gonna apply the Maybelline Instant Anti-Age Eraser concealer. It's in the shade Neutralizer. And I'm focusing it on the inner portion of my under eye. Also highlighting this area around my nose and a little bit here. And again, I'll be using a brush. This is from Real Techniques. It's the medium shadow brush. And I'm tapping it in. I'm focusing it on here, exactly in my inner corner. That's why I have a little bit of discoloration. And I'm bringing it up towards my temples, this kind of highlighting this area here. I lost my idea. I was gonna say it creates a lifting effect. Such a beautiful difference on my under eyes. I'm not gonna set just yet. I'm gonna continue with my cream products. And I'm gonna bronze with the Fenty matchsticks in the shade Latte. Just gonna apply it right here and on my jawline and a little bit underneath my nose. I'll be using this Wet n Wild P50 brush. This bronzer has a very warm tone. It kind of blends nicely. And the result is really natural as well. And for blush, I'm gonna reach for the SheGlam liquid blush in the shade Love Cake. Applying it right here above the bronzer. And I love this brush for liquid blushes. It's the Juvia's Place 001 Tapered Blending Brush. I mean, especially for this blush, I think it blends it so nicely. I really love it. Again, it kind of melts it into the skin. It creates such a natural, beautiful effect, and I love it. Oh, look how pretty. It kind of fades it and then it looks soft, but still adds a little bit of color to the cheeks, and beautiful. And I'll also go for cream highlighter. I have this one from Maybelline. It's the Strobing Stick, Face Studio Strobing Stick Illuminating Highlighter in the shade 200. And by the way, if you're a Swiftie, what is your favorite song from Speak Now? Because I can't make up my mind. I'm using a high cheekbone highlighter brush from Sigma. The songs that I find myself listening to the most are Enchanted, of course. Enchanted is a masterpiece. I've loved it for years now. Then I also like Mine. Mine is like really dreamy and beautiful. It has me giggling and stuff. I like Dear John a lot. And I also like Last Kiss, which is a little bit more sad, but I do love Taylor's sad songs. Yeah, I don't know. I cannot pick a favorite. I believe it's such a dreamy album though. I'm gonna finish off the face makeup with a little bit of powder on my under eyes and the pores area, this center of my face. But first I'm gonna blend in the creases any concealer creases on me if I don't set it right away. And I'm gonna pick up a little bit of powder on an eyeshadow blending brush, this kind of a fluffy brush. I'm gonna kind of swirl it around the lid so it's evenly coated into the powder. I don't know why I still use the travel size jar even though I'm at home. I'm tapping it on my under eyes and kind of bringing it down towards the pores area. This really smooths them out, and my brush just shed a hair. For my lower lash line, I'm going to mix these two gold shades, and I'm kind of squeezing my eye like that to be able to access my lower lash line a little bit easier. And I am dragging the shade all across my lower lash line. And I'll finish off with some mascara on my bottom lashes. I'm going to finish off this look with the lips, and I'm going to keep them nude. First, I will blend in the Vaseline on my lips. I mean cosmetic Vaseline. I use it to moisturize my lips. And I will be lining them with the NYX lip pencil in the shade Nude Beige. And I will be filling in the corners of my lip. And on top of that, I'm going to apply the Fenty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fussy. And this is the look all complete. I do hope that I made Speak Now justice with this look. I am gonna go and continue listening while I do things around the house, probably. I wish you an extraordinary day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!